Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy David, and I'm coming to you with the January 31st, 2015 Free Play Mode Quick Hit. I'm going to do something a little bit different with this one, and it's going to be an all Nintendo Quick Hit. So let's get it in. First thing I want to talk about is Nintendo and the state of the Wii U. To date, it has only sold 9.2 million units worldwide. That's not just in America, that's worldwide. And it's just not a good look for Nintendo. I've been saying this over and over and over again. Nintendo needs to aggressively market the Wii U as its, well, I can't say next generation console, but its current generation console, because it's in the current generation with the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. Like, a lot of people that I know that have Nintendo Wiis who are not gamers think that the Wii U is just simply an upgrade for the Nintendo Wii, and that they'd rather not have one because honestly they don't play the Wii anymore, so they figure, why should I get an upgrade to a system that I don't play? And even though that's a great line of thinking by them, it's a misdirected line of thinking because they don't know that the Wii U is a totally different console. And let's be real here. When was the last time you actually saw a Wii U commercial? You barely see them on TV, if at all. And even when you go to websites, you don't see a lot of pop-up ads for the Nintendo Wii U. You don't see a lot of pop-up ads for like games for the Wii U, and that's a bad thing. Nintendo, I think, needs a new management structure because this ship is really sinking. And a lot of people are gonna go, well, why doesn't Nintendo move on to the next thing? I don't think Nintendo can do this. They can't move on to the next thing because the console is only 2 years old. It's not like the Dreamcast where they were forced out after only 2 years. They're still in this thing because while they're in last place in terms of console sales for the current generation, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Wii U, they're not out of it by a lot because the Xbox One has only sold about 11 million units worldwide in just over a year, so they can still get back in this. There's no way they're going to catch Sony, but they really need an aggressive marketing strategy explaining to their casual fan base, because that's who by and large bought the Nintendo Wii, what the Wii U is. They need to explain that it's not an upgrade. They need to explain that it's a totally new console experience. And even though I don't have one, it's a very good console. It's a very solid console. It's got very solid first party software, and Bayonetta 2 is their best third party game right now, even though Bayonetta 2 has not sold up to expectations. Nintendo really needs to get on this. Either do that or just get out of the console game because they're struggling very badly here. And the second Nintendo topic I'm going to bring up, it kind of makes me mad. Nintendo is wanting, well, not wanting, they are starting up a content creators club, because if you remember, Nintendo and streamers and YouTube uploaders do not see eye to eye. So they're like, anytime you upload some kind of Nintendo footage, they're doing takedowns and content ID claims against what they claim is their property, which I don't agree with. So now with the content creators club, they're allowing people to upload the content, essentially creating their own YouTube network, but instead of getting you a good deal, you're getting only a 60-40 split, and that's a ripoff, man. Let's be honest here. Like, Nintendo is ripping people off with this content creators thing, and they need to do a lot better than that. Like, because Microsoft, even though they've recently updated their content sharing stuff, it still allows you to upload things to YouTube, and it still allows you to upload and stream to services like Twitch TV. You just have to say that you're not affiliated with Microsoft in any way, and they allow you to go about your business. Nintendo is straight up trying to jack you for your money, and this is just so wrong, Nintendo. You just need to let these people be. Like, don't you understand that they're essentially giving you free advertising by uploading videos to YouTube and streaming your content from games on Twitch TV? Millions of people watch these videos. Maybe not a singular channel, but millions of people watch these videos, and they're essentially giving you free advertising while making a little bit of money themselves. And it's just insane that Nintendo would do this. Nintendo needs to totally rethink this. If they're gonna do essentially what is a YouTube network, or YouTube network, like Machinima, like many others, they need to look at those models and pay out a lot more than 60/40, because 60/40 is a rip off. Let's be real. Rip off, plain and simple. You're better than that, Nintendo. So just do what's right. Don't rip people off, because you're going to turn people off to your console and your content, because the people who do stream these games and who do make YouTube content are your core fan base. These are the people who decide that it's worth enough money for them to invest in video editing equipment, video streaming equipment, and you don't want to piss that group of people off, because that's your core fan base. These are your hardcore of your hardcore gamers. So do the right thing, Nintendo. Don't go down this road. The last thing I want to bring up, well, not the last thing, another thing that I want to bring up about Nintendo is they're hoping to get into crossplay with PC gamers. And the only way I can see Nintendo doing this with the Nintendo Wii U is to start bringing out games that are actually on the PC. And they're going to have to convince third-party developers that this is a worthwhile thing to bring these games that are appearing on the PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4, because both of those consoles have announced cross-play initiatives, and their consoles are powerful enough to support this. They need to convince third-party developers that their console is worthwhile and that people are going to buy these games in order to cross-play on them. Because you know the PC base is going to be there, so you have to convince a Capcom, Konami, Sega, Square Enix, whomever. You have to convince them that the Nintendo Wii U is a viable console and to put third-party games on there. The final thing I want to talk about is Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors is doing a lot better than I expected. It sold over 1 million copies, so I was wrong. I'm not afraid to admit that. I did not have faith in a Dynasty Warriors-esque game centered around Zelda. And I've always said that Zelda needed a fresh look. And when Hyrule Warriors was announced, I didn't think that this was a fresh look that Zelda needed, but I was definitely wrong about it. It didn't sell like typical Zelda numbers, which is like whenever a Zelda game comes out, it usually sells in the 4 to 5 million copies range, but 1 million copies for a brand new take on Zelda is very, very good, and I have to commend Nintendo for being daring enough to take one of their lead franchises in that direction. Now, this begs the question, will we see more Nintendo first-party titles such as Zelda, such as Donkey Kong, such as Mario, and even F-Zero again, because F-Zero once upon a time was made by Namco and Sega. They each did a version of F-Zero, and those turned out to be great versions of F-Zero. Will we see first-party games farmed out to third-party developers? And I think Nintendo really needs to consider this a viable option for a fresh take on their franchises. I'd love to see a Donkey Kong or a Zelda made by Platinum Games, especially a Zelda made by Platinum Games, because that would just be so amazing. Could we see a Mario made by Square Enix? That would be crazy. Like, could we see another true console version of Mario RPG? Because Square Enix made the first version of Mario RPG back on the Super Nintendo. I'd love to see Nintendo do this, since Hyrule Warriors broke every expectation that I had for it, and I'm sure it broke every expectation that Nintendo had for it. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're feeling creative enough, make a video response to this video. I hope you enjoyed this video and recommend it to your friends. Like it, and have a good day, folks. This is David for the Free Play Mode, signing off. Peace. I'm out.